Alright there folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Pleasure to see you as always. Going to be going through today's games very shortly. Before we do, like the video for me if you would. Get yourself subscribed if you're not. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comment. While we're on the subject of supporting the channel, we did get a tip this morning from Dimitri, so I just wanted to shout you out there quick, mate. I appreciate that. You know that I do. Marseille, yeah. First off in Marseille. Actually, first things first. Sonego got the walkover against Van Ash. You're probably well aware of that by now. Although I'm certain he would have won that. And then I also would have had Hugo Humbert to go with Sonego on the double. One of them void. I'd say profit, still profit. Not as much as I would have liked at the start, but I say you can't moan. It could be worse. He could just take your entire stake, couldn't he? So let me know if you got any winners. I noticed a few decent parlays in the comments yesterday. You should have got something. Let me know if you did. But with that being said, we'll crack on with these. So first off today is should be quite a familiar one for you. Nuno Borges, Zizou Bergs, head to head, one apiece. Now we bet on both of these to get past their first game, and so they did. Getting Zizou Berg at around 1.8 now, just a slight favourite. How much of that has got to do with the most recent meeting of the two? Nuno Borges did beat him 5 years ago, hard court, straight sets. Doesn't mean anything. And you should remember, you should remember Zizou Bergs actually beat Nuno Borges start of the season about a month ago, Auckland. Remember that? Very, very good game. It was a cracker, as we predicted. Very close one, 2-1 to Zizou Bergs and that. 6-2, 3-6, 7-5. And I don't think you need me to tell you that I expect more of the same in this one. Zizou Bergs was on a flyer to start the season. He got beat in the final by Monfils, which there was no shame in that. As we've mentioned, very, very underwhelming performance in the Australian Open. Maybe we can chalk that off to fatigue. I'd like to think so, because he's been really good since. He's won his last three. He won his first round game in straight sets. Nuno Borges played really, really well against Stan Wawrinka, even though he did drop the first set. But like we mentioned, Stan Wawrinka, the man's still there. He's still tricky. He's not done yet. I don't think there's much shame in dropping a set to Stan, even in this day and age. He did show solid mental fortitude to rally back and get that done in the end. Is it just me? And correct me if I'm wrong. Do you think if Zizou Berg would have played Nuno Borges in the Australian Open, he'd have beat him then? Because I don't. I really don't. It'd be interesting to see how they both hold up. I can't. I think Nuno Borges might just edge it out. I was more impressed with his performance against Wawrinka than what I was with Zizou Berg. But then again, I sort of expected him to win that, and he did. It was rather routine. Wouldn't mind going with Nuno Borges, just as a little dog, as just a little sprinkle maybe. I'm not too sure. Take him for a set while he's an underdog. I mean, you get a decent price for that. You'll definitely get a decent price for that. I don't know. I might just sit off it, but maybe look at the total. Have a look what the total is. I don't know. Can see it going over. I can't see either one of them getting beat in straight sets. So if you've got anything for that, please do let me know. But we'll move on to Zhang and Hubert Hurkacz. This should be rather easy to predict, if I'm being honest with you. We're getting Hubie at around 1.25, 3-1 on the head to head. When did Zhang beat him? When was this? 2023 in Tokyo. Okay, I'll let you off with that. Hubie has just beat him in the United Cup. Well, it was last year. Is that the one towards the end of the year? Yeah, he's beat him fairly recently anyway. I thought Hubie's looked really good. Apart from that game against Kekmanovic in the Australian Open, he's looked decent leading up to that, and he's looked decent since. Beat Flavio Caboli. Obviously got the walkover against Lehechka, beat Andrei Rublev, had a very close game with none other than Carlos Alcaraz. Zhang, he struggled against Quinton Hallis, man. Let's just say it for what it is. He did. I watched a bit of it. Good stuff. You know, he managed to get the win. That's the most important thing, especially for Zhang. I don't think he started off the year quite as good as he may have wanted to. Um, Even finishing last season off, he was on a bit of a stinker when I don't know, he's won 3 of his last 10 dating back to Vienna last season. Good enough to get a win against Hallis, but I can't help but think that if you're barely getting past this version of Quinton Hallis, as we've mentioned, you know, in the past couple of weeks, there's clearly something up with him. He is nowhere near 100%. We've seen him pull out of 1 or 2 games. Just save. Hubie didn't bump into Alcaraz in that semi-final. He nearly beat him as well. You know, like as I mentioned, for those that remember, if you watched that game, like Hubie was so close to just taking that first set. How he didn't is beyond me. 4-1 up, love 40, and then he won the second set too. So he done everything but beat Alcaraz on the day. And I feel like if you're good enough to have a battle like that with Carlos, even beat Rublev, get one over Lehechka before he pulled out. I'll be damned if you can't beat Zhang. This version of Zhang, I know he can be tricky, but I've seen nothing as of late to suggest that he's going to get one over Hubert Hurkacz today. I really don't. You've got to fancy the court conditions for Hubie as well. You can see it already. You know what it's going to be. I think Zhang's going to struggle. I would most definitely be going with Hubert Hurkacz on that. If I was doing a parlay, he'd probably go on it just to nudge me over. But I'll see. I haven't decided what I'm going for yet, but I always say that, and there's always something pinned, isn't there? So if I have went for something, I know I can't predict the future, but I imagine Hubert Hurkacz is on that. But we'll crack on to the next one. Daniel Medvedev and Lemon Sherbet. Getting Daniel Medvedev at 1.2 head to head is 2 apiece. These have played each other quite a lot, quite some time ago. At this, look, just take Pierre Hughes Herbert plus the points, whatever they may be. At this rate, I mean, like, what are we even fucking doing with Daniel Medvedev games anymore, folks? I'm tired of going on about it all the time. I mean, you know, for the sake of the tennis, we'll just touch on it really quick once again. But what's going on with him? I don't know what's going on. He looks like, I don't want to sound cruel, but Daniel Medvedev looks like he plays like he's 15 years older than what he is. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's weird to look. It's one thing I've noticed, the movement and the agility has took a massive dip over the past couple of seasons. It's fucking nuts. Because he's so good, undoubtedly one of the best on his day. But this season, mate, I mean, he's been far from it. He's looked far from a top 100 player. Let's just call it for what it is. You know, he seems to be in the rut of you win one, you lose one, you win one, you lose one. And as we've mentioned before, I'll mention it again, he probably shouldn't be getting beat by Lena Tien. I know Lena Tien's good and we all like him, but it is what it is, folks. Daniel Medvedev probably shouldn't be getting beat by Lena Tien in the Australian Open. And then same with that Matteo Bellucci game, we just knew. Just based off form alone, we just knew something was going to happen there. And he couldn't even beat Matteo Bellucci. And look what Alex de Minaur done to him in the next round. You know what I mean? I can't trust him. That kills me to say it, but it's a fact. It is a fact, and you don't need me to tell you that he is in a very, very strange place at the moment. Can't trust him. Can't trust him. All the games are close, and that's the ones that he's barely winning, so I'm not going to go for it. Because, like I said, it's Medvedev, and it is Lemon Sherbet, so just approach it with caution. I just couldn't trust Medvedev in any way, shape or form, the way he's currently playing. So with that being said, we will move on to the last game. Excuse me. Jan-Lennard Struff is playing Hugo Grenier. Now, Jan-Lennard Struff's 1.4 as a favourite. I seen that straight away and I went, yes, yes. But hang on a second. Why are the odds so good? Why are them odds so tempting? Maybe I'm just doing what I tell you not to do all the time. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but surely Jan-Lennard Struff beats Hugo Grenier tomorrow. Let's just talk about Hugo Grenier actually. I mean, he's, to maybe a lot of our surprise, he's still in the tournament, although he ain't exactly had the toughest draw. Let's be real. Jan-Lennard Struff been quite shit this year, hasn't he? Aye. It's a damn shame, but he got past Boo. He made Boo look shit in Auckland actually, but then couldn't beat Monfils, couldn't beat Oj Aliassime, couldn't beat Fabian Marozsan. Did get it done past Manuel Ginard, even though pretty sure he went a breakdown dead early in that game. We know what we're gonna get from Jan-Lennard Struff, and especially on conditions such as these. These courts most definitely suit someone like him. Like we've just said with Hubert Hurkacz, it will definitely favour the big serve. Can you trust Hugo Grenier to just get this one done on pure vibes just because he's in France and he's been playing alright? I'm looking at his wins in the last 10, and apart from Elliot Spizzeri, it's like they're all French. They're all like French challenger wins, aren't they? Calvin Hemery, Terence Hartmann. Alright, Mateo Gigante is not Navas, Lucas Klein, but the point being, I doubt any of those opponents are going to give you what Jan-Lennard Struff's going to give you, providing he's good to go, fully fit, no problems, save on point. I can't see nothing other than a Jan-Lennard Struff win. I really can't. 1.4. I don't know. Something strange about that. Something stinks in the garden, don't it? I don't know what it is. I'm very tempted to take it, but I say, maybe I'm second guessing myself. Don't overthink it, folks. If you, like me, just think Jan-Lennard Struff's going to win, simple as that, then just go for it. I think he does. I think I'm just trying to find ways why I expected him maybe to be a little bit bigger of a favourite, but I don't know. Maybe we're just being handed one here. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty certain Struff should get this done. He's a lot more trustworthy, a lot more seasoned at this level. He probably shouldn't be struggling with Hugo Grenier. Well, that's just my opinion, folks. Obviously, as always, let me know your thoughts, and then we'll just hop on over to Delray Beach really quick, and we'll just blitz through Buenos Aires because there's a couple of really big favourites. One of them, there's no odds. I've just finished watching Corrington Moot. I'm watching Sabo Field now as we speak. Who've we got in Delray Beach? So first off, in the States, we've got Rally Apelka and Binach. Getting Apelka here at 1.8 head to head is one apiece. I'm pretty sure the most recent one going to Apelka. Binach beat him in an exhibition on the clay years ago, so that one probably doesn't count. Sydney 2022. I have been very, very impressed, and I continue to be impressed with Rally Apelka this season. He's really good, isn't he? Like, say what you want, like, okay, I see a lot of people saying, oh, he's boring to watch, this, that, he's just a big save, but he's a little bit more than that, isn't he? Let's not forget the level this lad used to operate at before all his injuries. He's been very, very unlucky over the years, very hampered with the odd injury, so to see him come back and play the way he's played this season, and it's not just a one-off either, because he's fucking smoked loads of people, pretty much everyone. And like I mentioned in a previous video, I feel like he's been beaten. Apart from the Djokovic game, he's won everything that I thought he was going to win. And he's lost or only just fell short in the games where I expected him to lose. And I love that. I really do. I feel like, well, we know what we're going to get from Apelka, don't we? Is he fit? Yes. Is he good to go? Yes. We know what we're going to get. Can he maintain it? Probably. Can Binach deal with it? I doubt it. He looked decent in his game against there. Was it James? Is it James Kent Trotter? No, yeah. I don't know, the most English sounding Japanese person ever. He got he got past him tiebreaker and then absolutely drilled him in the second. Apart from that, he has really, really struggled so far this season. He was crap in Hong Kong. He didn't do too good over in Adelaide. Shite in the Australian Open. Crap in Dallas, and then gets a win against James Trotter there. So I don't know. We like Benak as well. We know what he can do on the hard court when he's in form. Unfortunately for him, he's not in form at the moment. And with a price like that, I've got to go with Riley Opelka. 1.8. It's the perfect single. The perfect single, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I'm just falling for the bait. I don't see why Riley Opelka's going to get beat by Benak. I really don't. Opelka looks really good. He has done all season. He continues to look good. He looks solid against Eubanks. I'm expecting more of the same in this one. Maybe a little bit more resistance from the baseline from Benak, but overall, it should be a pretty routine win. You know, I mean, unless Benak's just found some shit hot incredible form overnight, then, you know, we'll be rather unlucky if that's the case, but I'd be willing to bet that Riley Opelka gets this one done. I really do. I think he's got... Uh, obviously, I'll have to mention, you know, there is always question marks around the gas tank and the fitness. You know, you never really know until on the day and you're watching them, but providing all is well, I am more than willing to have a go on Riley Opelka tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm all the way there already. That, I know for sure, is going in the pinned comments, so let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Either way, get involved, share with the group. Mackenzie McDonald is playing Davidovich for Kina. Gotta be Davidovich for Kina. You know, he's been playing really, really decent so far this season. Mackenzie McDonald, he gets the majority of his business done over on the hard court, but we know he tends to reside on the challenger more often than not these days. So I feel like at this level, you wouldn't be insane to think Davidovich Fokina was going to beat him. 1.5, that's a sweet price as well. He's got it done twice before. I won't see why he doesn't make it 3. I really don't. And then we have got Matteo Arnaldi, Lena Tien. That's a rough one. That is a rough one. It really is. 1.8 for Lena Tien there. He looked alright against Adam Walton today. He was shaky. Very shaky in that first set. From what I've seen anyway, just 2 breaks apiece. And then he ended up winning it, but could have went either way if that was someone a little bit more solid than Adam Walton. Matteo Arnaldi, for instance, I don't know how that would have went for him. I really don't. I mentioned about Lena Tien the other night that although he's very good and very entertaining to watch, I can't help but feel that he has a bit of a, I'm not going to say erratic, but he just loves to dog it out. He loves to dog it out. We were only like 2-3 games into the first set and he must have sprinted about fucking 4 or 5 mile already. He's crazy. It's all gas, no breaks. And I love to watch that, but you can't deny the level of Matteo Arnaldi on his day. I feel like he is most definitely good enough to beat someone like Lena Tien. You know, he is still a bit wet behind the ears. I don't know. Tough one to call. Looking forward to watching it though. And then, look, Taylor Fritz is going to beat Boo. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe Boo is going to get beat there. You'll get a massive spread on that. He's 6-1, just over 6-1 as a dog. Huge spread. And if you can get it around 5.5 or even 6.5, if they're stupid enough to do that, then just take it. Like I say, I would rather watch someone play shit but good enough to cover that spread than I personally, I can't see. It's not going to be an upset. I don't think that's got a potential for upset. Taylor Fritz should be getting that one done. Simple as 1-2 and done. No question about it. I refuse to believe he gets beat. And then touching on Argentina, and then we'll wrap this shit up. Joao Fonseca is a massive favourite against Federico Coria, and I imagine we all know why he's probably going to beat him. Although Federico Coria can be very, very crafty. It is on the clay, and that, you know, that's what he loves. It's what he's all about. I don't know, it's just tricky. I haven't really bothered much with Buenos Aires. Like I said, it's the first clay tournament. It seems strange because it's just wedged in between the hard court ones as well. So I'm more so just sitting and watching, seeing what happens, and I'll use this as a more so as a guide for clay season. Like, it is only round the corner, but I'm just dreading the rain delays. Clay season just means rain delays straight off the bat to me, and it's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? So there's already been one in this. Uh, Look, it's neither here nor there. Pedro Martinez, Diego Schwartzman. Now, I feel like I probably should mention, is this Diego Schwartzman's last tournament, or is it just his last tournament in Argentina? I'm not too sure. It may be his last one, and if that's so, you've got to tip your cap to Diego Schwartzman, haven't you? I mean, another one. He struggled towards the end, and he has struggled the past few years. He looked really, really good today against Nicholas Jarry. I couldn't help but watch that game. I don't know, is he retired in 1992? Yeah, maybe. I'm not too sure. Maybe I've read something incorrectly, but don't quote me on it. Let me know if you've got any information on that. But nonetheless, he did play good against Nicholas Jarry. That crowd was insane. It always is in South America. It's like watching the fucking Champions League game. Martinez was all but done against Demir. All but done. He managed to pull that one back and get it done over the course of the 2 days, as that was one of the ones that got called off for the rain. So I'm not too sure. This really is just a shootout, innit? Both of them are exactly where they belong. I don't know. Just go on pure vibes. Maybe take Schwartzman plus the points or whatever. Demir fuck Martinez up until the very end. So if Schwartzman's going on vibes, I don't see why you couldn't either. So maybe just go that way. We spoke about Navone and Holger Rune yesterday. I'm still none the wiser on what I would do on that one. I'd probably have to, just from force of habit, have to go with Holger Rune. But if I bet on Holger Rune and he gets beat by Navone on the clay, I would hate myself because I'd feel like I'd seen it coming. So approach it with caution. And it's only just finished, so there's no odds, no spread, no total. There's no head-to-head, but I don't think they've played each other anyway. Corentin Moutet, Lorenzo Musetti. Your guess is as good as mine there, folks. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to reel off some bullshit that I know about this, because I have no clue. No clue. I'd love to sit here and say this happens. I think this is going to happen. He's got the better this, or he does this better than that. I just don't know. Corentin Moutet, he's very, I don't know. He's something else, man. He really is. I mean, I could sit here and talk to you for hours about Corentin Moutet, and then come tomorrow, it would all mean nothing. So we knew he was going to beat Summit Nagal. Just easy money. That he was quite decent odds for that one as well. I don't know. Lorenzo Musetti. Is he a better clay player than Corentin Moutet, would you say? I'm not so certain that he is, you know. I don't know, maybe they're just fairly equal. I mean, according to the records and the statistics, you would say these pair up very well on the clay surface, but I don't know, man. I really don't. Corentin Moutet is tricky. He's so tricky, and as he's venomous, in him, man. As soon as he gets a grip here, man, as well, that's it. He sinks his fucking claws in. It's just hard to get a grip of him. I wouldn't mind going with Corentin Moutet. I don't know what the odds are going to be. I imagine it's going to be very, very close. So I, for one, don't really put money on Moutet. I'm not going to say a big fan of him, but I enjoy watching him, and I have done over the years, but I just never know what I'm going to get. But I am aware of his level. He's fantastic. As with Lorenzo Musetti as well, you know, we're more than aware of what he can do on the day. So I'm just going to stay off that one. I don't know. We're touching on 25 minutes, and I'd say that was enough for us anyway. I really do. So sound. I'll be saying good night to you then, folks. Appreciate you stopping by, taking the time. As always, if there's anyone still watching, get yourself subscribed. If you're not, yeah, do yourself a favour. We continue to grow each and every day, and I love that. I'll always appreciate that, you know me. But right then, until tomorrow, take it easy, take care of yourself, take care of one another, Bets will be pinned in the comments. Obviously, well, the pinned comment, whatever. It's late over here. I'll see you in a bit, folks. Yeah, enjoy the tennis. Let's go get that cash again today. See you tomorrow.